University representatives, welcome students, and parents too. There might be some parents and guardians joining us as well. So we really appreciate the time, university representatives, that you are taking out of your busy schedules to join us and educate our Northview students on your universities and the different programs that you have available to them. And also being willing to, I know many of you have emailed me with respect to maybe being willing to, maybe stay a little bit longer if need be to answer any student questions. Students, you have all been sort of given in your guidance Google Classroom, you all have access to a Google form with that you can fill out regarding any questions you may have to any one of our university representatives. University representatives, as I had stated to you in my earlier emails, our students have been researching. They have access to, they have a research sheet in which they write all their information on. So many of them have are pretty have a pretty good idea of as to which programs they do want to apply to, and some of their questions may be quite specific. So if for any reason we have there are more questions than we can allot time to. Students, I'm going to ask you to really, instead of writing your questions down in a chat, maybe quickly just jot down as you're listening to our university representatives any questions that may arise based on what they're saying and that you may not have thought about before. And, at the end, what we will do is we will give an opportunity for students to perhaps ask some of those questions, but listen carefully to our representatives as they're speaking. We do not want you busy, just typing out your questions while our representatives are speaking, because you may miss out on the answer to the question that you're typing out. So we want you to pay full attention to our university representatives. I did forward a set of questions to our representatives, which, they will be talking to as well. Questions about, grade 11 marks, the scholarships, prerequisite courses, how their universities treat grade 11 marks, things like that. So those were some of the questions that many of you had been asking your guidance counselors. So you may be hearing the answers to some of those questions during the presentations. But if there's any very specific ones that come up, we can either answer them, like I said, at the end, or you can definitely, I'll keep the Google form open. You can have an opportunity to type in your questions, and I will then send it separately to the university reps for them to answer. Students, our valued university reps are all here, ready to go. We have the representatives will be presenting in the order in which I will be going over right now. We have representatives from University of Guelph, University of Guelph Humber, University of Guelph, Ontario Tech University, University of Toronto, OCAD, McMaster University, Ryerson University, York University, and Trent University. So there are 9 universities that will be represented at today's dialogue. So please listen carefully. And without further ado, let's start. University of Guelph Humber.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll just get started here. And this will roughly be just under 5 minutes. So thank you so much for having me. Good afternoon, future students. My name is Lindsay Maharaj, and I'm a proud graduate from the University of Guelph Humber from the Justice Studies class of 2018. While the University of Guelph Humber offers you more in 4 years, I'm going to offer you more in just 4 minutes. With the collaboration of both institutions, you'll receive an honors degree from the University of Guelph, as well as a diploma from Humber College. With one location, the University of Guelph Humber is located in Toronto, Ontario. That's 4 years, 2 credentials, all at our one location. What's so great about the University of Guelph Humber is that our programs offer you both theory and practice. In addition, our professors have years of industry knowledge and experience that allow, as they keep one foot in the classroom and one foot in the field of study, to offer you more perspectives and connections for entering the competitive workforce, or applying for graduate schools. Just know that you'll have a unique experience through our close-knit community that provides you with academic learning and professional growth through our small class sizes. With a student population of just under 5,000 students, the average class size is 49 students, with the largest lecture hall of only 125 students. Here at the University of Guelph-Humber, we offer 7 focused programs, which means you'll be studying what you're truly passionate about from the time you set foot on campus. The 7 focused programs that we offer include business, early childhood studies, family and community social services, justice studies, kinesiology, media and communication studies, and psychology. All programs allow you to gain theoretical knowledge in the classroom and practical experience in the workplace, with 100 to over 850 hours of placement experience. It's the best of both worlds that provides you with academic success. While I explain 4 years in just 4 minutes, there's 4 things I'd like to go over. Remember, January 15th is the application deadline on the OUAC website for equal consideration. You'll also need your high school diploma, a minimum 75 to 80% cutoff average for all of our 7 focus programs, as well as the subject requirements that you'll see on this next slide. If your average sits around 70 to 74.9%, we still encourage you to apply to the University of Guelph-Humber and fill out what's called a student profile. The student profile is an online form that allows you to explain any involvement in your school and community that may have impacted your grades. The more details, the better, and the student profile is due on our website by May 1st. Once you apply, you'll be automatically considered for our renewable entrance scholarships that start at 75%. And it ranges from $2,000 all the way up to $5,000. And great news for you, if you continue to do well in years 1, 2, and 3, you'll also be given between $1,000 to $3,000 in your following year. The Founders Academic Merit Scholarship in the amount of $36,000 is the University of Guelph-Humber's most prestigious award. It's awarded to 10 students with a final admission average of 90%. And to be eligible, you must demonstrate high academic achievement and leadership within your school and community. The deadline to apply is on our website for January 25th. Moving along, we have our Vice Provost Entrance Award in the amount of $20,000. It's awarded to the student with the highest admission average for each of our respective programs at the University of Guelph-Humber. There's no need to apply, you'll be automatically considered. We also noticed that Northview has SHISM, so our SHISM Entrance Award in the amount of $1,000 is awarded to the students that have completed a relevant SHISM to the one you see on the screen. As long as you complete the SHISM and maintain a final admission average of 80%, you'll receive the $1,000 award. Last but not least, we have our Registrar's Needs-Based Entrance Bursary in the amount of $2,000. It's based on financial need, and you can apply on our website for the deadline of April 15th. If you're looking for your home away from home or simply want to build your independence and meet new people, residence may be the perfect stay for you. Consider a 2-minute walk to and from the university as your only commute. The deadline to apply for residence is June 1st, and we encourage you to apply as soon as you receive an offer of admission to the University of Guelph-Humber. For more to do, be sure to register on our website for our live webinar series called GH Talks, happening on Mondays through Thursdays at 3 p.m. and 7 p.m. for the next 2 weeks. I also encourage you to stay connected through social media and book a one-on-one appointment with a representative like myself. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation today on the University of Guelph-Humber. And now I'd like to pass it on to Michelle from our partner institution, the University of Guelph. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lindsay. I'll now share my screen. All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Michelle, and I'm a liaison officer from the University of Guelph. I recently graduated in 2018 from our Bachelor of Commerce degree, and I'm very excited to share some information and my passion for the University of Guelph. We are one of Canada's top comprehensive and research-intensive universities, where on average we receive $146 million in research funding each year. We are a mid-sized university with a student population of approximately 28,000 students, creating such a tight-knit community feel. We are located in the city of Guelph, which is ranked one of the top 10 places to live in Canada and an hour west of Toronto. You immediately feel welcome, safe, and comfortable upon approaching campus, which is reflective of our Improve Life tagline and top marks for student experience, where we ranked #1 for student satisfaction across all universities in Canada. I remember in high school watching our pep rally video and knew I needed to experience that for myself. This is where all first-year students gather in our football stadium, learning the chants and moves of a Guelph Griffin, cheering on their residents and the University of Guelph with the support of thousands of students. And this is where I started to learn that at Guelph, you're not a number, you're a Griffin. You can see other videos like this on our UG Student Experience YouTube channel. You can find all of our admission information on admission.uoguelph.ca, which includes our admission requirement chart. Here you can see our 13 undergraduate programs, with our largest 4 being the Bachelor of Science, Arts, Engineering, and Commerce. We also offer specialized degrees such as landscape architecture, environmental sciences, and our world-renowned Doctor of Veterinary Medicine. Here you will also see the required courses for admission, as well as the estimated cutoff ranges. These ranges indicate an average of cutoffs over the last 3 years and are meant to be used as a guide. It's important to note that cutoff averages change year to year, and having an average within this range does not guarantee you'll receive an offer of admission. Here you will find our admission plan. We will begin sending out offers in late January through May as grades are submitted. We will be looking for 6 grade 12 U or M courses and will use required subjects in calculating your admission average. We will use grade 11 U or M courses, where grade 12 U or M courses are not yet available. Any majors that have the red box beside them means they have the option of co-op, which is where you'll complete 3 to 5 full-time and paid work terms anywhere in Canada or throughout the world. You'll also be set up with a co-op coordinator to help you through the whole job search and employment process. Experiential learning, that is something that is rapidly growing at our university, where you can gain hands-on experience both inside and outside of the classroom to develop those transferable knowledge, skills, and attitudes employers are looking for. This includes research assistantships, certificates within your degree, or a human anatomy lab for our human kinetics and biomedical science students. You also have the opportunity for exchange placements, as we are partnered with over 100 institutions throughout 33 countries, putting into practice what you learned inside of the classroom. This can be done regardless of your program, and all while paying Guelph tuition. We are committed to an accessible university education, which is why we provide you with lots of assistance, like over $24 million in merit and needs-based scholarships and bursaries. Some you must apply for, including our most prestigious awards, and others you will automatically be considered for. This will depend on what type of applicant you are. We have over 80% of first-year students that choose to live in residence, which is guaranteed provided that our residences are open to full capacity. On our housing website, you can use our virtual room tours to see the variety of styles, such as apartment, suite, and traditional, located in 12 different buildings in 3 main areas of campus. This includes academic clusters or themed learning centers, such as the Arts House or International House. And if it's one thing to know about Guelph, it's that we have the best food on any Canadian university campus for the last 10 years, with Mom's Kitchen offering home-cooked style meals, wood oven pizza at Creelman, or the Bullring, my favorite place to get some comforting mac and cheese. And what sets Guelph apart is the type of student that it attracts, those who are eager to get involved, whether it's athletics, which is a huge part of being a Guelph Griffin, with one of the largest intramural participation in Canada, reaching over half of our undergraduate students, or choose from over 200 clubs and organizations, including Guelph Women in Leadership, Quidditch, the Indigenous Student Association, or meet others and allies in the LGBTQ+ community. These students all have a passion to improve the lives of others beyond the university boundaries. I invite you all to learn more by connecting with us virtually. You can see all the different ways to do so on admission.uoguelph.ca/events. And if you want to continue this conversation, you can book a one-on-one meeting with myself or our other liaison officers, and I hope that we'll get to talk again a little later on. I truly wish you all the best throughout this process, and I hope that you can find yourself at Guelph too, and I look forward to answering any of your questions later on. And now I'll pass it on to the next representative.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Hi everyone, my name is Angela and I'm the rep from U of T, here to give you a brief introduction to the University of Toronto. I'm also joined today by my colleague Daria, who will be sending helpful links where necessary in the chat. So just keep an eye on that for more information. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So who are we? We're Canada's premier research university. The University of Toronto is one of the top ranked universities in the world and is recognized for academic excellence and opportunity. Founded in 1827, our faculty, alumni, and students are leaders in discovery and innovation. And in fact, more research-based startups have come out of U of T than any other university in North America. U of T is also second worldwide in terms of volume of published research in the sciences. As a U of T student, you will be learning from the best professors, researchers, and academic experts who are leaders in their fields. You'll also be engaging with some of the brightest students from all over the world, and you'll have access to world-class facilities and resources. We are one university with 3 campuses, and this gives our students diverse communities with which they can engage. While we are Canada's largest university, each student at U of T is part of smaller communities where you can feel at home. We offer a choice of 3 different campus environments. St. George, which is the founding U of T campus located in downtown Toronto, is composed of smaller academic and social communities, including 5 faculties: the Faculty of Architecture, Landscape and Design, the Faculty of Applied Science and Engineering, the Faculty of Kinesiology and Physical Education, and the Faculty of Music. Or you can join one of our 7 colleges located within the Faculty of Arts and Science if you're a student studying in the arts, business, or sciences on the St. George campus. And then we have U of T Mississauga, located to the west of downtown Toronto, which is a beautiful, self-contained, green-focused campus surrounded by 225 acres of protected green space located along the Credit River. UTM offers programs in the arts, business, and sciences, as well as unique joint programs with Sheridan College. Then we have U of T Scarborough in the East End, located 30 minutes east of downtown Toronto. U of T Scarborough is located in the lush parkland of the Highland Creek Valley and is a close-knit campus with a vibrant, diverse community. UTSC is known as U of T's co-op campus because currently we offer over 60 co-op programs in the arts, business, and sciences, making it a great fit for students who learn best by doing. So having 3 campuses means that our students have choice. If you want to go to a big school in the heart of a vibrant city, we've got that. If you want to go to a smaller school in a more residential park-like community, we've got that too. Regardless of the U of T campus that you go to, everyone earns the same University of Toronto degree. We offer unparalleled options for our students to pursue diverse academic interests at the same time as extracurricular interests. At U of T, we offer unparalleled access to hundreds of programs and thousands of courses, giving students the ability to mix and match programs from different disciplines that are typically thought of as unrelated. For example, you could be an engineering student and have a minor in music performance, or you could study biology and history and have a minor in French. And if you want to follow in my footsteps, you could do a double major in criminology and cinema studies. While there are many programs that are available on all 3 of our campuses, there are some that are unique to individual campuses. So for example, architectural studies is unique to U of T St. George, forensic science is unique to U of T Mississauga, and our journalism program is unique to our U of T Scarborough campus. From our first year seminar courses, design courses, international modules or exchange programs, to our second year research courses and paid PEY co-op and co-op work experiences, students have access to both small classes and unique learning opportunities. Which brings me to my next point, which is that we offer a transformative student experience. The opportunities also continue outside of the classroom. We have over 1,000 student clubs, from the beekeeping club to the sandwich eating club, to 44 varsity sports teams if you're a high performance athlete, and our largest intramural sports program in Canada if you're just wanting to try out a sport for fun. We also have a first year residence guarantee, and with over 8,000 students living in residence, our campuses remain vibrant and robust throughout the school year. Students living off campus have the same access to co-curricular opportunities, support services, and they also have dedicated lounges and spaces to hang out between classes. And I just want to reassure all of you that while these student experiences will look different this year due to COVID-19, we're doing our very best to ensure that they remain as vibrant and as robust throughout the school year through adaptive online formats. We offer scholarships and financial aid. all students will automatically be considered for merit-based admission scholarships, totaling $23 million. These are just based on your grades and they require no supplementary application. Domestic students are encouraged to complete the awards profile to be considered for the fullest range of awards. U of T also has their own financial aid program called UTAPS, which supplements funding provided by government sources like OSAP in the form of non-repayable grants. Again, no separate application is required. If you qualify for OSAP, you'll also be considered for UTAPS. And then we also encourage all students to log into our Awards Explorer. You'll find a link in the chat where you can find out more information about all of our scholarship opportunities, as there might be a few that you can apply to. So before I end, I just want to invite you all to ask any points of clarification or questions that you may have had throughout this presentation during the Q&A period, where I'll be happy to connect you with the information that you need. Your guidance team has also posted some responses to your frequently asked questions, so be sure to refer back to that for detailed responses on how U of T is handling grade 11 and grade 12 courses this year, admission information, and other helpful pieces of information to know as you do further research. And then I just want to leave you with a couple helpful websites. The first is that we encourage you to visit our future.utoronto.ca website, where you can actually find all of the information that I've just spoke to you about now, but also download PDF copies of our view books or create your own custom view book, which is where you can find a full listing of our academic programs as well as admission requirements. You'll also be able to find housing, scholarship, and financial aid information there. And then we have our discover.utoronto.ca website, brand new, just launched, and you could sign up for virtual U of T webinars, information sessions, student panels, or you can take a virtual campus tour with us. We also have on-demand video content that you can engage with and registration for upcoming events. The big one being our Applying 101 workshop, which is actually happening this Saturday, so be sure to check that out. And again, you'll find registration in the chat. And then finally, stay connected with us. Use that link that Daria will have posted in the chat, not only for that Applying 101 workshop, but for upcoming U of T events and updates. So be sure to register using that link, and it'll only take a couple seconds actually to complete. So with that, I want to say thank you so much, and I want to hand it over to our next representative from OCAD. Passing the baton over to you.
Thank you, Angela. I really appreciate that. And just to reiterate, the University of Toronto did send, and Ryerson University as well, so thank you very much, detailed answers to some of the questions that were given to them. So I will be posting it on the answers to the questions on our Google Classroom, just for your information. But before we go on to OCAD, I just want to, I think the next in line is Ontario Tech University with Roger.
Actually, it's me. I'm Sarah. Roger booked the dialogue, but my name is Sarah, and I'm
okay. Okay, Sarah, welcome. So after Sarah, we really look forward to hearing about Ontario Tech University, and after Sarah, we're going to be hearing from OCAD. Thank you, Sarah.
Wonderful. So I'm just going to share my screen here. All right, so hi everyone, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Sarah, and I'm a recruiter for Ontario Tech University. Just before I get started, I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the land that Ontario Tech is situated on, just by stating our land acknowledgement. So Ontario Tech University acknowledges the lands and people of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. We're thankful to be welcomed on these lands in friendship. The lands we are situated on are covered under the Williams Treaties and the traditional territory of the Mississauga, a branch of the Great Anishinaabe Nation, including Algonquin, Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi. These lands remain home to a number of Indigenous nations and people.
Okay, so I made you post.
All right, so as I said, my name is Sarah, and I'm a recruiter from Ontario Tech, but I'm also a recent graduate of our health science program. So today I hope to quickly share with you not only some need to know facts about our institution, but also a little bit about my own personal experience there, because I think that can really help illustrate what we really have to offer. So if you don't know already, Ontario Tech is located in Oshawa, which is about 45 minutes east of Toronto. And we actually have two campuses located in Oshawa. Our North campus is where the majority of our programs are housed. And then we also have our downtown Oshawa campus, where our Bachelor of Education and our Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities students go. Now, don't worry, it's easy to get in between those campuses. It's only about a 10-minute drive. And also included in your tuition is a Durham Regional Bus Pass that can get you easily in between campuses, and also maybe even 2 classes if you decide to stay at home. It also includes some transfers. So I actually was a commuter student myself. I lived at home and drove back and forth to school each day. And honestly, as a grade 12 student, this worried me a little bit because I thought I may not be able to get that full university experience without actually living on campus. But I ended up being entirely wrong. Ontario Tech is a campus of about 10,000 students. And while that might seem like a lot, what it really means is we are a smaller university with a really tight-knit community vibe. What it also means is we can offer smaller class sizes where you really get to connect one-on-one with your professors and your fellow classmates. So I just want to briefly go over a few of our programs. For the sake of time, I won't get into all of them, but I just want to highlight a few. So as you can tell by our name, we are a tech-focused university, but this doesn't mean we only offer tech programs, but rather we really aim to integrate technology into every single one so that our graduates are truly industry ready upon graduation. So some of our program highlights include commerce, where you can choose between one of 5 majors. We also have a game development program where students actually get to create their own game in each 4 years. So upon graduation, you have 4 unique games on your portfolio. We have a 16-month concurrent Bachelor of Education with primary, junior, and intermediate senior streams. We have 7 different types of engineering, from mechatronics, which is an interdisciplinary field of engineering that combines mechanical and electrical into one, to nuclear engineering, which is actually the only degree program of its kind in Canada. So a pretty unique program of ours. And our graduates from that program are highly sought after by major companies like Bruce Power and OPG. In our Faculty of Health Sciences, we have programs from nursing where you get hands-on clinical experience in each 4 years of your degree, to my own personal program, Health Sciences. In the Faculty of Social Sciences and Humanities, we have a diverse range of programs from criminology and justice to communications and digital media studies to a create your own adventure type degree that I like to call liberal studies. And then in the Faculty of Science, we have quite a few programs, so I'll just highlight a couple. Computer science, one of our most popular programs, and forensic science. We actually have a crime scene house located on campus where students can analyze and process a series of mock crime scenes throughout each year of your degree, which offers a really cool hands-on learning experience right within the program. And speaking of hands-on learning, every single program at Ontario Tech has an experiential learning opportunity within it. So it really depends on what program you take, how this is going to look. So this chart very nicely outlines that there. So it may look like a 4 to 16 month paid internship where you're essentially an employee at a company like KPMG or Ubisoft. To my own personal experience with this, I completed a research practicum where I was able to conduct research at our local hospital. It's called Lakeridge Health, for course credit. And it actually led me to my very first research publication, something that I never would have had the opportunity to get if it weren't for my involvement in that practicum. We also do have residence. If you are interested in staying in residence, we have 2 buildings. Residence is guaranteed as long as you apply by the June 1st deadline. And we also offer roommate self-selection. So if you know somebody that's attending Ontario Tech, you guys can each request each other and you will be granted that. But if not, you can fill out a profile that kind of explains what your interests are, and we do our best to match you with somebody that is most similar. We also have some really great scholarships to offer you, starting at 85% and above. We have entrance scholarships ranging from $1,000 to $4,000, and these are just automatically deducted off of your tuition based on your top 6 4-year M-level courses. We also have application-based major entrance scholarships that can be up to $36,000. So the deadline to apply for these is February 25th, 2021. And then we also have bursaries and awards, which are similar to our scholarships, but they're more based on financial need and are specific to certain programs. So you can apply for these just a little bit later. It's a general application that opens in the summer before you would attend, so next summer. So I just want to leave you with some ways that you can connect with us. Our virtual open house actually just passed this past weekend, but we do have another one coming up in the spring. But don't worry, there's still a ton of great ways that you can connect with us from and learn more about your program of interest, from downloading our digital view book to watching a 360-degree virtual tour on our website. So if you do have any questions in the meantime, then please feel free to connect with me via asking questions at the end of the panel. But I will also put a couple links in the chat box when I'm finished up here for some further ways to connect with us. Thank you so much. And I will stop sharing my screen and pass it along to the next representative from OCAD.
Hi everyone, I'm the representative from OCAD University. I'm just going to pull up my share screen. Okay, so hi everyone. We are the largest art and design school in Canada, and we were founded over 140 years ago in 1876 as the Ontario School of Art. We've made a number of transitions since that time to support the evolving demand for creative education. OCAD University will be closed until at least January 1st, 2021. This is as a cautionary measure to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on our communities. In the meantime, all of our courses are being offered remotely through online learning. We continue to adapt these methods and are working towards hybrid learning, a mixture of online plus the use of workshops and physical facilities. While our office is closed, we ask that you don't hesitate to get in touch. Our team is working from home and are available during regular business hours. We're here to support you during this whole process. So if you do find that you have any questions, you can feel free to email us at admissions@ocadu.ca. We ask that you do not phone at this time as our phone line and voicemails are not being monitored. In terms of some COVID-19 FAQs that may apply to you, will your application be affected by the closure? No, we're still processing applications just like normal. We are still aiming for OCADU to be open for next September 2021, as long as health and safety guidelines do allow us to do so. We are accepting online course credits. At the moment, you can't visit our physical facilities as they are closed, but there are tons of ways for you to really engage with us and get a better feel of our school and the atmosphere and our students. Though we are the largest art school in Canada, we are still small as far as universities go. We have just over 4,500 students across 18 undergraduate programs and 7 graduate programs. We are the 4th largest art and design university in North America, with 19% of our student body who are international students coming from over 50 countries worldwide. We also benefit greatly from small class sizes. We have a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio. This also means it feels like a creative community right off the bat. You have greater access to your faculty and your classmates. You are typically on a first name basis with your classmates, your peers, your faculty. So there are tons of ways to really get embedded within that art and design community. We are physically located in downtown Toronto. We're immersed within the core of arts and design culture in Toronto. Our campus is situated within the heart of the city, just a few steps away from the shops on Queen Street West, Kensington Market, Chinatown. We also have a really great green space on campus, which you can see here, which is a great escape from the hustle and bustle of downtown Toronto. We are also physically connected to the Art Gallery of Ontario, which is a great resource for our students to have, with some courses that are even held from the AGO. At OCAD, we like to focus on these core things, having our students network and grow their skills through our creative community, developing critical and conceptual thinking, harnessing imagination and innovation, creating problem solvers who know how to prototype, experiment, and analyze to solve and build. And we do all of this through experiential learning, whether that be through exchange programs, field study placements, internships, or in-class connection to industry. If you're wondering about what you can study, you have your major, which is your core focus throughout your time at OCADU. We have minors, which are optional, but a great way to really tailor your education and add a secondary focus alongside of your major. And then we sprinkle in liberal arts and sciences, humanities courses, or lecture-based courses throughout your 4 years to teach our students how to ground their work in a deeper historical and contemporary context. We also offer electives in a variety of disciplines to allow our students to learn complementary skills and really produce interdisciplinary artists and designers. These are the 18 undergraduate programs that we offer. And a list of minors that can be paired with them. Any of the minors that you see here can be listed, can be paired with any of the majors that you saw in the previous page. So there are really tons of ways for you to customize your skill set through these majors and these minors. In terms of the application process, you're going to apply online through OAC. The deadline is February 1st. You're going to submit your portfolio and any supplementary materials by February 15th. As our admissions is portfolio based, you're really gonna want to focus on that. The portfolio submission is 8 to 10 pieces of original work, usually 50% directed to the program that you're applying for. The other half can be a variety of things, but one of those 8 to 10 pieces will also be your sketchbook or your process work, so we can understand kind of that whole thinking process that you go through from point A, your starting point, to point B, that finished product. If we find that we're interested in you and your portfolio, we want to have you as a prospective student, we'd send you an offer of admissions. That offer of admissions is contingent on you meeting those academic entrance requirements. For Ontario's secondary school, high school students, we need your Ontario Secondary School Diploma, your top 6 university or mixed level courses with an average of 70%, as well as one of those courses being ENG4U with 70% or higher. For international high school students in Ontario, we still need all of those 3 things, plus an English proficiency test, either TOEFL or IELTS, and your study permit. Again, for the portfolio, it's 8 to 10 pieces of original work, 50% directed to the program you're applying for. The other half can be a variety of things. Remember to add in your sketchbook or process work as well, and that is considered one of the submissions as well. These are a list of things that you can include, but you're not limited to them. We really want to see how you showcase your creativity, and that can be shown in so many different ways depending on what kind of work you create, what kind of artist, designer, or maker you are. So again, apply online through OAC. Deadline is February 1st. We'll send you a link to the online portfolio website called Slide Room. You're going to upload your portfolio by February 15th. If we're interested in having you as a prospective student, we will send you an offer of admissions. That offer of admissions is contingent on you meeting the entrance academic requirements by mid-July. But if you get through all of that, we'd be seeing you in fall 2021. There are tons of ways for you to really engage with our community. You can visit ocadu.ca/admissions events for a little more information on some of the virtual events and upcoming webinars that we have. And then you can also scan here to get a direct link to some of those events that are upcoming, and to be able to register directly. So you can also take a picture of this to get a direct link to that. But thank you. That brings me to the end of my presentation. I'll send over to the next representative from McMaster University.
Hello, everybody. A representative from McMaster will not be able to make it today, but however, we can address obviously any questions you may have for McMaster University, the McMaster University representative. Please put your question into the guidance Google form, and I will forward that to the representative. Next, we will go on to representative from Ryerson University, Carly Smith. Or is it Mariah?
It's Mariah. Yes.
Mariah, you're here today on behalf. Okay, great. Welcome, Mariah.
Thank you. Yes, hello everybody. My name is Mariah and I'm a representative from Ryerson. I'm just going to share my screen right now. Perfect. And let me just bring this. I got a new desktop, so I'm a little bit rusty with it right now, or a new monitor. So hello everybody. As I mentioned, my name is Mariah and I'm a liaison officer here at Ryerson University. I'm also a very proud graduate of the university's architectural science program. Now I'm just going to get straight into talking a little bit about our faculties and our programs. So we have 6 undergraduate faculties here at Ryerson, and they each have or are the main subject area for all of our 62 turning into 63 undergraduate programs. So we have our Faculty of Arts as an example for students who really enjoy research and creating positive changes for our futures, like in our Geographic Analysis program or our Language and Intercultural Relations programs, which I can speak more about after this presentation. We also have our Faculty of Community Services for students who really care about the health and well-being of individuals, families, and communities. We have programs like nursing or occupational and public health and safety. Our Faculty of Communication and Design are for our creatives. So we also call this faculty FCAD, if you hear me talking about that later on. And we have programs that range from photography studies to journalism. All of these programs are very hands-on, and we have state-of-the-art facilities for our students to work in. We have our Faculty of Engineering and Architectural Science for students who are problem solvers. We have 8 different engineering streams, as well as the amazing Architectural Science program. We have our Faculty of Science for students really interested in research and educational opportunities. We pair and partner with the top hospitals in Toronto, which I'll talk again a little bit about later on. And finally, we have our Ted Rogers School of Management for students who are entrepreneurial, collaborative, and creative leaders who really want to get involved with either popular programs like business management or really niche and unique programs like our retail management program. I also did want to mention, not seen over here, we have a brand new faculty, our Faculty of Law. This is not an undergraduate program, but again, if you're interested in becoming a lawyer later on, I can speak a lot about this later on. So one thing that I really do want to mention about Ryerson is this concept, learning in action. It's a concept at Ryerson's core, and we do this in so many different ways. One of my favorite ways is definitely through our co-ops, internships, and placements, where we apply what we're learning in the classroom to real life professional scenarios. So for example, in these placements, our students get professional experience. They build their professional network. They develop the skills and the abilities that you're learning in school out in the workforce. And my favorite thing about it is that you're discovering what jobs and industries are the best fit for you, because after university, you will have unlimited options to the amount of job opportunities for you later on. This photo right over here, this is my friend Kathy. She was also in the architectural science program, and during her time in her co-op, she worked at a firm called Partisans. And Partisans is this really small architecture firm where she actually got to design, while she was a student, that very back facade right there. So that back wall, it is this terracotta wall that she was able to utilize a lot of the skills that she learned in the classroom, brought it into the workforce. And now when she goes out, when we're allowed to in Toronto, to these restaurants, she's able to see that work that she did while she was a student in real life. We also have a lot of research opportunities here at Ryerson, not just for our graduate students, but also definitely for our undergraduate students. In total, we have over 125 research centers and lab, both, like I said, on and off our campus. My favorite lab is definitely this nursing simulation lab. I think it's so cool. This is where our nursing students are able to have a safe space to learn and to experiment and to kind of understand what it's like to be a nurse in a safe space on our campus. These robots right over here, they're super realistic. They speak, they spit up, they have blood that you can draw from them. They have spots where you can inject different medications into them. So it's really teaching our students how to be successful when they leave our classroom for one of their placements, one in every single year. We also have psychology research labs, we have business Bloomberg labs, and an Allen Slate Radio Institute where our students get to record podcasts, shoot music videos, and record music. So a lot of really cool opportunities for you as a student. We also have this thing called zone learning. So this is where if you are interested in, creating a business idea, you can make that business idea into a reality at one of our 10 different zones. Our oldest and most prestigious zone is our DMZ, or formerly known Digital Media Zone. And this is a top-ranked university incubator, so worldwide. And we've produced companies like Missouri Jewelry, Inkbox Tattoos, and even Six Buzz. I'm sure you've heard of some of those, I hope. We also have a lot of global learning opportunities. And this was something that I really enjoyed as a student. There are so many ways to participate, whether that's going on an exchange, a field trip, a summer trip, an internship or co-op, or as well there's conference opportunities. This photo over here shows me in Barcelona, where I was able to present at a conference after I wrote a research paper with the professor. And it was a all paid for trip from Ryerson because I was representing them on this trip. And it was really amazing. I not only got to present to a bunch of academics and people in industry, but I also got to experience architecture in a very different way than when I am in Toronto. And of course, while we're not able to have our students go off virtually this year, go off our campus this year, we're going to be offering these experiences virtually. So for example, through our Global Campus Studio or through some virtual field trips that I can talk about again later on. Of course, it is very cool to go away, but our campus, I would say, is where it's at. Ryerson is located in the beautiful city of Toronto. It's one of the most diverse and multicultural cities in the world, as rated by the BBC, and it is the best city in the world, as rated by me. The diversity that I'm talking about, it's shown in everything around us, whether that's the type of people on our campus or the types of industry in our proximity. We really do take advantage of this fact. We consider Toronto our urban laboratory. No matter which industry you want to end up in. Sorry, I don't know why I keep tripping on my words today. It's going to be very close to our campus. And then in terms of student life, I did want to mention that it is not just about going to school and getting a job. It is about so much more than that. You want to make sure that you're having a great time as a student. And there are so many ways to do this at Ryerson, whether that's getting involved with orientation week, in groups or clubs that are available on our campus. And of course, in the city at large, there's always something going on, whether that's a concert, a festival, there's park spaces, and so much more. Or getting involved in some of our athletics and recreation in one of our 2 different gyms, the Mattamy Athletic Center or the Recreation and Athletic Center. We also have a bunch of really great study spaces because studying, there's going to be so much of it when you come to university. We have a beautiful building on campus, our SLC, or the Sheldon and Tracy Levy Center, where it's 8 floors of independent and collaborative learning spaces for our students. We also host so many scholarships and awards. Over 1,200 awards and scholarships and bursaries can be applied to with one application through our Award Spring website. I can give more information on this afterwards. I did want to mention though that we also do have guaranteed and renewable entrance scholarships starting at an entrance average of 80% in your top 6 grade 12 URM level courses. And the entrance scholarships start at $500 per year, all the way up to $2,000 or $4,000 per year. And I will post some links at the end of this presentation so that you can do a little bit more research into some of those scholarships. In terms of how to apply, I did want to mention that Ryerson's deadline for equal consideration is February 1st, 2021. This is different than the OUAC deadline, so just keep that in mind. And in order to apply to Ryerson, you must have completed, or you must be on your way to completing high school, and you must receive a minimum of 70% in your top 6 grades 12 U or M level courses, as well as a minimum of 75% in your prerequisites. Saying that, prerequisites do not have to be included in your top 6 average, so your competitive average. We also want to mention that we have Grades Plus programs where more than just your grades might be considered for admission. Some of these programs include things like architectural science, film, photography, acting, performance, and so much more. So just check our website to make sure that you have all the requirements when it comes to admissions, or talk to me about it afterwards. And finally, I just want to say visit us. There's so many ways to do so virtually. We just finished our virtual open house, but we will be posting all the recordings on our Ryerson YouTube channel later on in the season. And we have a few more resources for you through our Ryerson at Home websites that will be constantly updated throughout the year. So I'll post links to all of these things and more. And thank you so much for having me. I'd like to now pass it on to, I believe, York University.
Hi there, thank you. I'm just going to quickly share my screen. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining me at this York University's presentation. I have my colleague here, Winita, as well. So we're both here to help answer any questions you may have about York University. So let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Maharshi Jani. I'm a proud alumni of York. I studied biology and health policy. I'm a graduate student of York right now, and I work for York. So you can tell I really do love York University. One of the main reasons I chose York was because of its research intense opportunities, as well as the endless opportunities to get involved on campus that really attracted me to their biology program. So the number one question I always get is, do you have my program? And in almost all cases, yes, we do. York has 11 faculties that offer over 150 programs. You might have heard some of them, right? Schulich School of Business, Osgood Law School, Lausanne School of Engineering, we have a kinesiology health science program, or biology program, or biomedical program. And our humanities and social sciences are also so well known, such as English, professional creative writing, criminology, communications, and the list goes on and on. And Winnie has provided a link to our virtual viewbook. You might even notice programs you've never heard of, like disaster emergency management, digital media, or actuarial science, just to name a few. Now, all of our science buildings have small high-tech labs, and we have dozens and dozens of them. Our new life science building has dozens of labs, ensuring that no lab size is more than 24 students, really allowing you to interact with your lab mates and your professors, benefiting from that small community feel while getting that hands-on science experience. At York, we know how important it is to launch a career. That's why we have a lot of experiential education. Not only do we have paid co-op and internships in programs such as business, biology, computer science, engineering, but we also have placements and practicums in programs such as social work and teaching and nursing, exchange programs with over 280 plus universities around the world. And you're in Toronto. You're at the doorstep of existing and emerging industries. Now, York has two beautiful campuses within the GTA. We have our Glendon campus, which is located in the north part of the city, which is located at Bayview and Lawrence. And it is this beautiful, beautiful park-like setting in the heart of heart of the city. Both of our campuses are self-containing, meaning all the people you see, the buildings that you see, and people that are walking in and out of, they're all part of York. There's only one big road that goes around the campus. So when you're walking around, you're going to run into your friends, your professors, again, just like the movies. There's no big buildings or traffic lights in the middle of the campus, just that full university feel. Glendon, like I was mentioning, it's located at Bayview and Lawrence, and it is this beautiful park-like setting in the heart of the city. With only 2,600 students, it quickly gained the reputation as a French campus. But in reality, a lot of students know little to no French, just a passion to learn about new languages and cultures. Now, our Kiel campus is located in the north part of the city at Kiel and Steeles, and there's everything you need to live and learn on campus. I'm talking about hundreds of classrooms, our very own campus mall, pubs and restaurants, ponds and forests, several student libraries and services, all there to ensure you succeed. And we have 2 subway stations. You are easily connected to anywhere and everywhere you need to go. We really are the best of all worlds. Now, admissions, admissions, admissions. In order to get into our programs, you have to graduate from high school. We look at your top 6 grade 12U or M level courses, which includes grade 12U English and any other prerequisite courses listed beside your program. If a prerequisite course is listed beside your program, it will be included in your admissions average, unless it's a recommended course. A recommended course is recommended once you're at your, but it is not required for your admissions average. If anyone here is interested in Schulich School of Business, or Arts Media Performance Design, or our teaching program, then there is a supplementary application. All other programs at York are only grades based. International students who have not completed 4 years in English-speaking high school need to do the English exam IELTS or TOEFL. On IELTS, you do need to require 6.5 for majority of programs unless you're applying for a Schulich School of Business, which is a 7.5, nursing program, which is a 7. Again, this information can be found on a review book. Now, the same admissions average is also used for our scholarship average. York being a big school, we gave out almost $30 million in scholarships last year to our undergraduate students. Our automatic entrance scholarship starts at 80%. The higher the average, the higher the amount you get. So let's say you had 86. You automatically get $1,500 just for being an awesome student. Now it's not just our resources and all the programs you have, it's also the way you can get involved. York being a big school, we have almost unlimited ways to get involved. I'm talking about hundreds of clubs. We have academic clubs such as the Pre-Law Society, the Pre-Med Society, the Sociology Association, the Psychology Association. We have every culture and religious clubs. We have sports clubs such as dodgeball, football, soccer, basketball. We have students working on campuses, in the libraries, as researchers, as tour guides in the admissions offices. Students enhancing their degrees with double majors and minors. And you see, your degree is not just a piece of paper. It is a combination of experiences inside and outside the classrooms. And if you approach things with an open mind, you're guaranteed a fantastic future. Maybe the best 4 years of your life. At the end of the day, you're working on your degree, and we never forget that. So, a few years from when you're graduating from York and you're walking across the stage, you'll be handed a degree just like hundreds of thousands of students before you. The difference is you went to the classes, you did the assignments, you wrote those tests. It was your time, energy, and passion in it. So when you pull the degree out of the envelope, there'll be 3 important things on it: the York logo, the degree name, and your name. We offered you the flexibility to customize your journey. Now this degree acts like this awesome tool to help differentiate you in an overcrowded job market. Thank you all for being such a great audience. I am here. My colleague Juanita is here from York. We're both more than happy to help answer any questions you may have. I'll pass it to my friend from Trent.
Thank you so much, Maharshi. Always a pleasure seeing some actual faces, kind of being cooped up in the office or at home. Always makes us a little bit stir crazy. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be sharing this information with you guys. I know that we're going a little bit over time, so I'm just going to try and keep it a little bit more concise and just move forward with it. So my name is Jonathan, and I'm here on behalf of Trent University, a university where interactive learning leads to truly transformative student experiences. So we are proud to be ranked Ontario's #1 undergraduate university for 1 full decade, and a ranking that reflects the quality for teaching here that has also been in line with our remarkable 20-to-1 student to faculty ratio. Now, we have 2 campuses, right? So we have our Peterborough campus, which is on the shores of the Otonabee River, where students are surrounded by a natural wonderland, essentially, of beauty and other things that truly does make the Peterborough campus home, whether it is our startup businesses, whether it is our nature trails, whether it's the fact that you can wake up one day and you're greeted by an actual fox in your residence, in your little residence courtyard, which is really cool. Our second campus is our Durham GTA campus, which is right around the corner of the Oshawa Center and the GO Transit Station, and the Durham Region Transit, which is also just steps away. The really cool thing about Trent Durham is you actually have access to the entire Durham line, which is really cool. There are about 11,000 students at Trent University, so we're a little bit smaller than other schools between both of our campuses, which means whichever campus you choose, you'll feel like a sense of belonging, and a community is there to essentially suit your needs and interests. Now, moving forward to academic, Trent offers a wide range of academics from humanities, social sciences, the sciences, and specialized programs such as nursing, our teacher education stream, our business, environmental science program, our forensics program, social work, child and youth studies. I could quite literally go on and on. If you're thinking a little bit about pre-med or pre-law, dentistry, or other professional designation, a start at Trent is really what's going to give you a really nice, phenomenal foundation for you to jump into any professional career paths in graduate studies. Like I mentioned before, we are an undergraduate university. So a lot of the energy that we've put, a lot of our passion comes from setting up those foundational 4 years to get you guys wherever you need to go. Some of our new exciting programs fall in the line of the medical professional stream, our law and arts and our law and business dual degree, which is a joint venture with Swansea University in Wales. So you're actually going to be able to get your law degree and a bachelor's in 6 years, which is really cool. Our policing and community well-being degree, logistics and supply chain management, and so much more. You can learn more about the programs that we offer at both of our campuses at trentu.ca/programs. And the reason why I say both campuses is because some programs are specific to a specific campus. So you'll definitely want to go and check that out. Now, Trent believes in learning that extends beyond the classroom with placements, internships, and co-ops in programs such as nursing, the teacher education stream, biomedical sciences and social work, computer science, business, just to name a few, right? Opportunities for field studies, courses, internship, and summer research assistant positions will make your education experience that much more real and engaging. The really good thing about that too is it's able to set you apart when you are applying for jobs or graduate studies. These opportunities exist on our campus. They exist throughout Canada and extend as far as Ghana, the Bermuda, or Thailand, just to name some of the countries that we have partnerships with. Now, one of the many benefits of having a small class learning environment is that your professors will get to know your name and your capabilities as a student. Your voice will be heard. You'll have the opportunity to debate and discuss, and certainly chances to challenge the way you think each and every day. In regards to student life, a little bit of athletics as well. The university life at Trent extends so much more than just the classroom, right? You can get involved in a variety of different clubs and athletic activities that's going to introduce you to a variety of different individuals, form new friendships, and strengthen your academic experience as well. At Trent, we also help personalize that learning experience. That's why we have all the supports you need when you're looking for wellness from an academic program, whether it is inside or outside the classroom with academic skills, or maybe it's something a little bit more closer to the heart, like student wellness. All of these are going to help you build your confidence inside and outside of the classroom for career success, not only for the future, but for right now as well, in the form of networking opportunities, interview tips, building your career tool belt to essentially assist you once you graduate. And the best part about all of this is all of our student services are free of charge for our students. Now, Trent offers a residence guarantee, and we also have residences both on and off campus in the form of single, double rooms, apartment styles, and suites. Because of COVID-19, all of our rooms are actually single rooms, which is it's advantageous if you're looking for a little bit more space. And residence is guaranteed to first-year students. So make sure that you apply within the deadline to secure yourself a spot. When I say first-year students at Trent University, we are talking about students that have come to Trent for the first time. So you could take a gap year. Maybe you want to go and get a college diploma. Maybe you want to go to another university and then get another degree that's specific to Trent University, and you feel like you want to apply to residence. You can go and do that so long as it is, again, your first time as a Trent student. Admission averages and prerequisites courses vary depending on a variety of different programs that you're applying to. So if you have any questions about specifics, for example, you're going to have a lot more prerequisite courses in, let's say, nursing than you are with English, right? And I'd be more than happy to chat about any and all of those prerequisite courses as well. We also do take into account English proficiency as well. We accept TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, CAELs, and C1 advanced proficiencies as well. With IELTS, we are looking for a 6.5 overall with a band no lower than 6. And for TOEFL, we're looking for 86 IBTs with a minimum writing score of 20 or 580 BPTs as well. Now, scholarships are really big at Trent University, and we believe in rewarding our students for the academic success that they have, which is why we invest more in scholarships, bursaries, and awards. That does include SHISM scholarships as well than any other undergraduate universities of our size in Canada. And what does that mean for you, right? That means that with an admission average of 80% or higher, you automatically are considered for an entrance level scholarship. If you keep that average at a minimum 80% or higher, whatever mark you came in with in high school, that is the slot that you'll be keeping for the 4 years, which is really, really nice. Now, of course, the best way to actually get to know our university or whether or not the school is the right fit for you is to go and check it out, get some research going. We have a variety of virtual presentations that happen Monday to Thursday. We have our Experience Trent Week that's occurring all of next week. So you'll be able to talk to faculty members, students, and really get a feel for what it's like to be a student at Trent University, what they might be taking class-wise and what they do in their spare time, along with a variety of different winter preview sessions and spring open house, which the dates will be determined. Every time that you visit a campus, every time that you sign up for one of our events, you'll actually get entered into a draw to win free first year tuition. Because we have 2 campuses, we thought it'd only be fair to have 2 draws for those 2 campuses. So make sure that you get your registrations in to make sure and essentially ensure that you get that prize money. And I look forward to chatting with you later on this evening or virtually. So feel free to send us an email at discovertrent@trentu.ca. That is again, discovertrent@trentu.ca. We also have a Durham specific line. So if you're looking for Durham specific questions, you can actually send an email to discovertrentdurham@trentu.ca. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it back to Seville. And I want to thank you, the students, and the guidance counselors for making this presentation and this event possible.
Thank you so much, university representatives. What an abundance of information that all of you have provided on your wonderful universities. I hope that our students, also maybe parents and guardians that may have joined us, have learned a lot from this information session. And this is the reason why normally what we would do is we would invite you to our school and hold the dialogue in the face-to-face format. We always like to provide our students with as much information as possible so that they can make the best decisions for themselves moving forward. Again, due to the COVID situation, we've had to take everything online. I think we are all sort of used to, our Zoom meetings and Google Meets and things like that. And so are our students. So we really, really appreciate you being flexible and being able to join us, in the Zoom meeting environment, the Zoom meeting setting. And so the information again provided, it really blows me away with all the fantastic programs and scholarships and opportunities that you have for our students. So certainly it's not an easy decision-making process for our students. So, but I'm happy to hear that, our students are very motivated. They've started their research. A lot of them, some of them they've received their PIN numbers. Some of them have already even applied because they've done their research, and others are still thinking about it a little bit. So we will be, students and parents and guardians, we will be having a how to apply to university detailed information session this Wednesday from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock, and the Zoom meeting address will be posted on our guidance Google Classroom to tomorrow evening, so tomorrow afternoon sometime. What I would really like to do, and again, I'd like to thank University of Toronto representative and our Ryerson University representative for sending me detailed answers to some of the questions that I had initially posted in my emails. And I will be posting the answers to these questions that I had forwarded to our university representatives on our guidance Google Classroom. So that will be posted shortly, and a recording of the session will also be posted. some of the questions that really that come up a lot are, for example, you had representatives, you had mentioned that you know, the entrance, sometimes the entrance average is based on the top 6 for U4M courses, and others had mentioned that there are some programs that do include the prerequisites to the program for the entrance requirements. What we've been telling our students is really there is no blanket answer to that question, and to really contact the university with respect to how specifically the University of Interest calculates the entrance average, whether they include the prerequisites or not, just to make sure. And also, my question is that sort of, do all of you agree? Is that sort of the general answer? Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, because, you know, again, different faculties within the same university can, you know, some may include the prerequisites, some may not, some may just include the top 6. So again, we encourage students, if you have a question like that, really to contact the university and be very specific about the university that about the program that you're inquiring about, and you will get a detailed answer. Also, with respect to, for those programs that calculate entrance requirements with top 6 grade 12, with the top 6 for U4M courses, is there still a minimum average required for prerequisite courses? And if so, how would the student find that out? If y'all.
Yeah, I can just speak on that a little bit. So the way that for Trent University, at least, the way that it works is, again, on like in our view books, we have all of our marks highlighted right next to the program that they need, right? So if, for example, they need a biology, but they need a heightened mark in biology, that's going to be present as well. You can find that in our view book, and you can also find that on our website as well. I'm pretty sure that's how most, if not all, Ontario universities operate. One of the big things that we really want to hammer or get get across to students is that we don't want to hide anything from them, right? This isn't kind of, you know, the Ontario government trying to pull a fast one on students. We truly want to see you guys succeed. We want to make sure that you, as students, are in the right mindset and are also in the right trajectory to make sure that that happens. And that starts by giving you all the information that we know. I don't think Trent, and I also can speak, I think, confidently for all Ontario universities and say that we're never going to pull a surprise mark or a surprise grade that we need from you halfway through the application process. We've been through the ringer. We've been through the programs. We have our degrees. Now it's your time. And we want to make sure that you are able to get it right and knock it out of the park the very first time.
So thank you so much, Jonathan, for that. Now, if there is a specific minimum mark that is required for a prerequisite for those programs that do include just top 6, will that be included in the letter for the conditional offer of acceptance? Is that a general thing? Yes.
For sure. I could follow up on that. Sorry. Yeah, so our conditional offer letters states exactly what we're looking for a student in order for them to stay into that program. So if that is one of the conditions, like, hey, congratulations, you got into chemical physics. One of our conditions is going to be you need to maintain, you know, a 75% or higher in chemistry, for example. Right. Or, hey, you know, you also need to hand in your autobiographical sketch, or you need to bring in your portfolio as well so we can actually fully admit you into the program.
Right. Thank you. So we do remind our students to really read the conditional offer of acceptances, to read all the conditions outlined in it, and it may be the conditions will be different, may be different for the different programs in the different universities that they're applying to. So so thank you very much for that. Another really frequent question is, you know, if my sorry, we have another question I'm going to ask, really. We have a large visa student population at our school, and some of them may have questions around sort of TOEFL and so forth. One question that I have is there, I know University of Toronto, in the answer to that question is they recommend the TOEFL or the IELTS English proficiency test to be written by a specific date by a deadline for U of T to receive English language test scores is February 1st. Is there a time in which you recommend for your university, a time when students should be booking the TOEFL or IELTS English proficiency? Like, is there a time when the university requires that mark, just so that those students that need to write in English language proficiency, so that they know when to book and how long it might take for the marks to be transmitted?
Yeah, I can go ahead and answer that. Thank you so much, Sybil. And just to make sure that students know, we have a full list, not just TOEFL and IELTS, that will satisfy our English language requirement. And because it's really difficult, we know that exam testing centers have been disrupted, specifically TOEFL and IELTS, but it's a little bit harder for students to access times, especially in virtual formats. We've started to accept the Duolingo test. So that's a lot more inexpensive for students and a lot more accessible. And actually, I'm going to get my colleague Daria to pop a link in the chat again, where you could find out more information on our English language requirements. But yeah, our deadline is that February 1st, 2021. That's a hard deadline. So that's why we encourage students to start applying as soon as you get your PIN. And if you do know that you have to submit English language test scores, to book those as soon as possible. But again, look into that Duolingo test if you're trying to find the least inexpensive option and something that's a little bit more accessible, because that is going to be a really great option as we're in virtual times right now. But sooner rather than later, leave yourself enough time. I guess to just add on, you can submit those scores after you apply to the university. So deadline to all of our undergraduate programs is January 15th, 2021. Our deadline to submit supporting documents like the English language test scores, February 1st. You do have a bit of a window there. Oh, I think you might be muted.
Yeah. So, really, I know that we told you, all of you, that this session was from 3:30 to 4:30. And I don't want to really go, beyond maybe another few more minutes. I know that everybody's very busy, and I really appreciate all of you taking that, again, giving us some extra time in your day to answer some of our frequently asked questions. Another one, just really quickly, while we have parents, guardians, and students in our dialogue here, is the grade 11 marks, and how much of an emphasis do the universities put on grade 11 marks. And this is something that we do communicate to students, that grade 11 marks are viewed by the entrance panel for entrance requirements, and that is to give the universities an idea, sort of a ballpark figure of how you're doing in the courses. Some of our students sometimes may be concerned if prerequisite courses are in later quads, and they want to know whether or not that will affect their entrance requirements. Our response to them is no, it won't be, because of the fact that, first of all, there may be some scheduling issues in which maybe a certain quad may be the only time a particular course may be offered that's beyond the student's control, as well as they will be, if there is a prerequisite for a particular program, and you're taking, let's say, calculus is required, or advanced functions or calculus is required for a prerequisite, and it's offered in the last quad, it's on the student's timetable in the last quad. What the universities will be doing is taking a look at their grade 11 mark to get an idea of potentially how the student might be doing, and basing their entrance, basing their decision on whether or not to send that student a conditional offer of acceptance on that grade 11 mark, correct?
Yes, I can definitely speak to this. If that's okay, and feel free for other universities to jump in as well. For the University of Guelph-Humber, we will continue to use grade 11 courses to supplement the required courses through until our final round of offers. So just for students, please note that all our offers of admission are conditional, and required courses will still need to be completed at the grade 12 level by the time final grades are submitted. So what's good to keep in mind is that we always use marks to help students and be able to provide offers earlier where possible. So we do issue offers from January all the way until May. And so students will be considered through every round of offers until we have the grade data at that time. So if a student is not admissible in our first round, the student will then be considered in each round after. And then where we don't have enough grade data, we will supplement those grades with grade 11 marks until we have the grade 12 marks. So for students, just please note that all admissions are conditional and then require, and they're still needed to be completed at the grade 12 level.
Building on that, same with York University, we do the same. We do a combination of grade 11, grade 12 when there is prerequisite requirements for the program. All final admissions at York are based on grade 12 grades though. So please make sure you do your grade 12 courses, and scholarships are also based on final grade 12 grades for York University programs. So grade 11 gives us, like your counselor is saying, an idea ballpark on where the students are at. And if we are able to offer you a bit of an early admission, sort of say, once we get the grade 12 grades, we remove the grade 11 and we take the grade 12 grades to make that calculated GPA.
That's wonderful. I think that in general, these are some of the, scholarship questions and, that entrance where the core prerequisite courses fall on the timetable, sort of how grade 11 marks are used in the entrance sort of process, in that process. So these are our most common questions that our students ask. However, some of them have more specific questions, maybe based on a particular program. And again, we are asking the students to fill out the Google form and let us know which university you're addressing that question, which university representative you're addressing that question to. And I will be compiling that and all that information, and I will be then maybe sending that over to our representatives, and somebody from the university will get back to you. But again, on ontariouniversities.ca, there is a contact. So when you're researching the program, again, you're going over it, there is a contact tab, and you can definitely ask any questions to admissions officers there as well. So there's many opportunities for you to ask questions with students. Again, I just want to remind everybody that there really isn't a blanket answer to every question. Sometimes, again, like I mentioned, different programs within the same university may have slightly different requirements. Some may include prerequisites in the entrance average, some may not. Some may look at only first attempt courses, first attempts in courses like University of Toronto Faculty of Engineering, right, Angela? Others may look at repeated courses. So repeated courses, how universities and programs look at repeated courses, upgraded courses is another question as well. So again, I think that if students, contact the universities, or students, you can enter a question that hasn't been addressed in our dialogue into the Google form. We are going to, try to get all of your questions answered as much as possible. And I will be posting the University of Toronto and the Ryerson University answers to our frequently asked questions on our Guidance Google Classroom, including the recording of this. So I would like to thank all of our representatives. Thank you so much for attending our university dialogue. This has been just an abundance of information. Students, parents, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope that this has answered some of your questions and has been sort of a very helpful resource for you in your research process. So thank you very much, and I wish everyone a wonderful evening.